Hello and welcome to Shadow of the Cast. I'm Villain Theory and I'm here with Nelson, and today this is a bit of a bonus episode.
Yeah, we are going to be talking about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and just our hype for it. We don't have the box yet, and so we're just going to be talking about how excited we are about it. But I'm doing a little bit of traveling, and my schedule is a little bit chaotic. And so our normal recording time, I'm not available. And so we're going to do a little bonus episode for y'all before we can get a real episode out to y'all.
Yeah, that's exciting, and I've heard from the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. you're going on a secret mission for S.H.I.E.L.D. Can you confirm or deny this?
I cannot confirm nor deny that rumor,
Yeah.
baseless as it may be.
You guys heard it here first. That is absolutely confirmed.
Can you say anything in that situation to make the person not think that it's confirmed? Like, what do you say? Like, what if it's actually not true? What do you say? And then that person is like, okay, he's telling the truth.
I mean, it's difficult. You have to be a secret agent and make the hard call. I don't know. But
Maybe you just straight
let's.
up admit it. You say, yes, I am. And they're like, there's no way he is at that point, right?
You lean into it and exaggerate it so it seems unbelievable. There you go.
Mm,
Mind games. You
got it.
gotta right.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense.
But I'm genuinely really excited for the spy theme in Agents of Shield. Do you still, how does the spy theme appeal to you, and has that affected your excitement for the box?
It very much has. I know that I've seen people not super excited online about the spy theme or Shield, but I love where Shield lives in the MCU universe and kind of like their role that they play. They are not necessarily super, and they are still able to pull these strings and the clandestine activities. I find that fascinating from like a viewer experience, and so I think it's going to be really fun to kind of put that onto the table mechanically and play it. And so I'm thrilled when they announced this box. I was hyped for it. And so that has done nothing but grow as we've gotten more of these articles and the content creator spoilers. I think that this is going to be one of the coolest boxes that we get in this game.
It feels really good. I remember we were both pretty excited when we, started looking at it. I'm curious now. I want to go specific onto the heroes here because we've had some time to sit on them, we've had time to let the excitement kind of settle down and maybe some truer, deeper thoughts emerge. So initially, you were Team Maria, I was Team
Mhm.
Nick, and you actually got Maria spoiler cards and I got Nick spoiler cards. But we now have Shuri as well. And if you had to pick one of the three, which one is your favorite right now? Like, which one are you most excited for in this moment if you could play them this second?
Oh, I would do a three-handed game.
No.
No, that's that's my go-to branch from Step into the Portal. That's always his answer whenever I ask, "Who are you more excited for?" He's like, "I want to play them both at the same time." I was like, "That's fair." Out of the three, I still think that Maria is going to be my number one. Just I like the idea of the support and the theme of commanding shield, and I feel like she implemented that like feeling very well in her kit. Plus, they all seem really solid. But Maria seems like a lot of fun. I think that setup ability where you get to go and find a shield support is going to be a really interesting decision, or not a setup. I'm sorry, the alter ego ability to go and find a shield support. Like, which one are you going to start with? Are you going to start with Pericles, kind of get 2 free rounds to build up? Or are you going to go with the what is it, the Iliad, which is kind of her signature giant helicarrier, and just I guess like win. I don't 100% sure how the Iliad is gonna deal with that, but I'm excited to see more shield stuff. I think we're going to be getting a lot of shield supports this wave, which is going to be something that Maria is going to just grow with. And then being able to manipulate those counters to, add them onto the Cersei where you're able to play allies for free. And it just feels like an engine building masterpiece. So I still think it's Maria, but I am very excited for the other two. What about you?
I am conflicted. I love everything you said there about Maria. I know you're the engine builder. She does look kind of like the ultimate engine builder. You can have so many supports talking to each other, moving these counters around. Uh, and I really, I had the Nick Fury cast reveal, so I haven't been looking as much at Maria as, let's say, I did initially. I go back to her and I look at these cards. They look so fun. Just different things interacting
Mhm.
with each other. Ready this, move this, place this. If you paid for it with this, get another counter here, and then you've got the hard call, and you can just dunk like a ginormous helicarrier on your enemies as well. It just seems really fun. And I really liked what you were saying about what kind of shield support are you going to grab, turn one with that exhaust ultra ego action. And it makes me think of Cable getting that side scheme, which side scheme are you going to go with? And you get all that choice
Yeah.
again. And I think the card you revealed also reminds me of a Cable event, right? Because it kind of powers up throughout the game, is kind of my impression.
Yeah, all points bulletin where you get to choose for every single shield support you control to either remove a threat from a scheme or deal a damage to an enemy. And it's like when you have two shield supports out there, it's not worth it. But there is no limit to this card. And so if you have 10 shield supports out there, like this is a lot of damage, a lot of threat mitigation. It works in true solo from a damage standpoint or in multiplayer, if you are that threat mitigator, you can work really, really well with all points bulletin. So I'm interested how it plays. I think it also kind of warped how I was planning on playing Maria in terms of her deck building ability, where you can include a couple of off aspect shield supports. I'm thinking that there are going to be very few deck builds. Well, maybe not. I think that Field Agent, which is the one cost justice support, is going to have to be in the conversation when you're thinking about building a Maria deck, regardless of aspect, because those one cost supports, they have counters. Maria can manipulate those counters and move them to her more powerful helicarriers. But then All Points Bulletin gets a mega ramp with just those one cost cards. And so you're not relying on getting the 6 cost helicarriers out or the 3 cost shield supports out. You can get them out and you can power this event up with lower cost cards. And so I liked the idea of the choices for the off aspect cards. I don't think is a straight given anymore. I think that there's a little bit more flexibility in that deck build than what we thought when we first saw the article.
Yeah, Field Agent for me is definitely very appealing. All those counters are very cheap, and she makes every ally she controls shield. So the Field Agent actually gets just more useful in itself, aside from just being, counters and a shield support to power up all points bulletin. So and all these things talking to each other, I love it. This is before this, when they did the teaser, we talked about it. I think in maybe it was a Justice episode. But I was like, I hope they keep the shield theme of cards talking to cards and interacting, really closely, like Homeland in, exhausting shield supports and things, or Monica, adding counters on to Sven, and they've really gone for that two extremes here. It looks like with the whole thing, so super super happy about that. For me, when I look between Maria, Nick Fury, Shuri, I'm torn because I asked for moving pieces. I asked for these interesting interactions, and I got it on all three of them. In spades. I got tons of it. So I feel really, really conflicted. I think for me, it's very close between all three. Honestly, I keep thinking about, oh, I'm going to choose this one and then put this one in second place, but then maybe put this one in second place, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to play them and see. There's so
Yeah.
much to them, but I think I've got to go with Nick Fury. When I saw that I was able to reveal to people Nick Fury's flying car, I I kind of lost it for a minute. I thought it was so funny, and he just seems to get more intricate, more spy stuff. Daring Lime just revealed a card of his called Intelligence Analysis, I believe it's called, or Analyze Intelligence. It looks very, very good. Dealing with treacheries and bits. It just the whole theme is there for me, the whole package. And again, you've got counters. I get to move them around, choose to spend them, on different things. Compared to when he was revealed, we now have more options of where to spend them, right? Because the car
Mhm.
spends them, that card, intelligence analysis spends them, and it's actually a new support revealed that kind of helps you generate them as well. So the whole thing is changed a little bit. There's more considerations, and there's going to be really interesting puzzles there as well. And I'm so excited. Honestly, maybe my answer is I want to play all these characters together as well because putting these together at the table is going to be extremely fun.
Yeah. I yeah, they've done such a good job of making a well-rounded design, I think, for all of these characters. But the one thing that we got with the safe house enter number here, whichever safe house it is that Nick Fury is frequenting in his alter ego. I think that the alter ego play for Nick opens up pretty significantly and something that you're going to want to be going down. And we kind of already knew that we would want to be flipping down to alter ego with Nick. But now that we can just generate multiple counters every trip down to alter ego, that gets pretty interesting. And so I guess my question is, we haven't really talked about Shuri at this point. Where does Shuri rank for you in terms of Maria versus Shuri?
Oh no. It's really close for me because I've got, Maria, you've got the kind of engine thing you're talking about, and then maybe I'm a bit less of a builder than you, but I still like the cards that talk to cards, move them around, clever uses. Do I ready this card? Do I ready that card? Do I move this to here, to there? How am I managing these resources? I love it. It almost feels like a kind of like a whole strategy game baked into a superhero character. I guess she's not a superhero, but the game Marvel Champions is about superheroes. And then we've
Yeah.
got Shuri, who's finding this tech, finding her upgrades, triggering them. Black Panther, as I said, I think in the last episode, my favorite from the core set. So getting another Black Panther is just incredible. I want to do the boring thing and like disappear and I'm not going to answer the question, but I think I will. I'm gonna make myself. I'm gonna tentatively say Shuri because I feel like she'll just hit more of the things I typically like, in terms of that choice of what upgrade am I gonna get, what am I gonna trigger here. But it's so close, and I could see it going the other way. I could see Maria being my favorite, then Shuri, then Nick. It could go any way at all. So not
Yep.
a strong endorsement, but yeah, I'll go for Shuri second place. Actually, really looking forward to Shuri.
Yeah, I think Shuri lands in that second place for me as well. I think she seems more straightforward to play than Nick does, and probably Maria as well. I
Yeah.
think Maria can get pretty complex. But that being said, she's not plug and play. I think there's going to be a lot of meaningful decisions when you do put Shuri on the table. But like what I'm most looking forward to are the decisions on when you are going to be discarding those upgrades, right? Because the special ability does something minor, something a little bit less than the Black Panther sometimes. The upgrades like remove one threat from a scheme, then it does not have that kicker. If it's the last one in the sequence, remove two, like the Tactical Genius or whichever one it is in the Panthers kit. But you instead have the option to discard the card to confuse the enemy or do another effect. And I think learning when to discard those cards and choosing when to trigger those secondary effects, I think is going to be, the most fun puzzle for me when I'm playing Shuri.
I agree, and you know me, I love repurpose. She can get tech cards. I'm definitely that's definitely probably moved her up a little bit for me as well. But all that choice is so interesting, and I didn't realize it initially. Somehow I overlooked like the exact timing to basic for trigger the thing, flip or trigger the next time, put the thing back in. But she basically comes built in with almost like 100% guaranteed stun or confuse loop from
Yep.
as soon as you got the title card to shuffle them back in, add a Adana. As soon as you've got that out, you can have so much like reliable control. Like power aside in terms of numbers, how much you can do efficiency, you just have that kind of guaranteed control. I think it's so interesting. But you totally don't have to do that. You can mix it up. I need to see her other Black Panther upgrades. They could totally flip my predictions on their head. Maybe Shuri would be my number one pick. It's really difficult. I think how good all three of these look speaks, very highly of what's to come. I don't want to overhype it. Sometimes I get carried away with the hype, but I am feeling so good about this.
Yeah, yeah. I think every single one of these we see flexibility in what they can do and how they can be built, which I think means that we're going to get fun heroes because you can create that deck build to make them fun for you. I'm like re-looking through Black Panther's kit right now, or Shuri's kit, and I am really excited for Shuri. I think it definitely solidifies as that number two. I can't wait to do an always ready build. Throw on her, Avenger on her, and then Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and just like see how many times we can activate and trigger all of these Black Panther upgrades. It just seems so cool.
Yeah, it does seem really, really cool. I also need to know what the other Dora Milaje allies are for that little like the basic kind of
Yeah.
little trait kind of thing going on there. There's so much cool stuff coming up. So yeah, I feel really bad putting Maria in third place because I might easily put her in first. Like genuinely, it's so close. And we've got a couple of other card reveals from other creators coming up before this episode comes out. So we might know other stuff. I'm hoping we get to see the 6 cost aggression and justice heavy carries, especially. Those could like change it dramatically. And then I'm like, oh, insta lock in Maria, my number one most anticipated. So easily. You never know. So if you guys haven't seen them, there's a bunch of creator reveals. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll try and put them all in the description. If you haven't seen them, people put a lot of work into them. They're very cool. And the ones that I haven't seen yet, which will be out by the time this is, I'm sure they are very cool as well.
Yeah.
My shield intel says they're going to be good.
Nice. Yes. One of the creator reveals, which is from the Winning Hand podcast, which is a really cool podcast where they talk about one card at a time during every episode, is the Agents of Shield. which is the team support card. And it says if each of your characters has the shield trait, this card gains an interrupt ability that you can exhaust it whenever you reveal an encounter card, cancel the effects, discard and reveal another one. What are your thoughts on this Agents of Shield team up card?
I have really mixed feelings. I will say I actually kind of like the art. I like the dynamic team. They're up close in the center. It's quite crisp. I actually really like that. In terms of what it does, so the interrupt is when you reveal an encounter card. So it's not anybody else. So you have to be the one to get the bad card, which
Oh,
um,
I forgot people play this multiplayer.
see,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
what this is me normally playing it two-player. I'm like, what if my buddy gets this bad card, and what am I gonna do to stop it there? But I always, often get bad encounter cards. So being able to, get one of those cards and like kind of kind of veto it. Say, I don't want this one. I'll re-roll. I'll try and get a different one. I do really like that. I think that, mechanically, whether you're using this or not, it is kind of, free cost, what we'd call four effective resources. And what if you just don't get a bad card for a while? Like, what if you get a bad card and you swap it for a worse one? So it's got some risks, but we'll have to see. I'm really cautious. I feel like I need to see more of the shield allies we're getting, and one of the shield allies that was actually revealed by D20 Woodworking, who got another well-deserved reveal. Lets you look at the top card of the encounter deck. So maybe if you like stun the enemy, then you kind of know an encounter card coming up whether you're gonna, you can kind of it kind
Ooh.
of gives you more control over what might be your encounter card. But it's bringing these things together. I don't know. I think thematically, I really like it. I think in terms of how much I'm going to use it, I'm not sure. But I bet you have some thoughts on Maria and using this card.
Yeah, are you talking about the Agents of Shield or Melinda May, which is the one where you can look at the top card of the encounter deck?
Agents of
Or
Shield,
just Agents of Shield? Okay. I like it with Maria mainly because she has that passive ability to give every single ally the shield trait. So she's
love that.
always going to be hitting the requirement of every single character you control having the shield trait. And I'm kind of interested to see how it plays out. I think it's going to be nice to put it onto the table and have the ability to manipulate what that card is. Say you flip into an advanced glider, cancel it, send it to the next one, right? That's an easy choice. Fanaticism. Switch it, send it to the next one. There's going to be these cards that surge, or there's going to be cards that um, are not easy to get rid of through conventional means, which I think this is going to be really great. So I'm looking at this Agents of Shield more as a encounter tech where I'm going to be playing it against Venom Goblin. I'm going to be playing it against Ronin, but against Absorbing Man, probably not. I don't know unless I'm throwing in modulars that are going to include something incredibly bad that I don't want to see. I don't know if I need to throw this four effective cost card into the deck because of Maria's already high cost kind of build that she wants to go for. And so I'll be interested to see how that works. I think that there are some fun interactions in terms of there are cards where you can reveal treachery cards and then cancel those and then use like Agent 13 or Ready Agents of Shield or I don't know. Like I feel like there's going to be some fun interactions and deck builds there. But yeah, I'm interested in it. I think it's going to probably see about as much play as Mighty Avengers does for me, which is not a
Oh,
lot.
oh, really? I I like Mighty Avengers quite a lot. That's really interesting. Um, now I want to talk to you about Mighty Avengers, but that's not what we're here for today. Although I am hopeful, based on the silhouettes, maybe we do get some more Avenger heroes this wave. So
Ooh.
never know. But right now, I want to talk to you about the villains.
Yes.
I want you
All
to
right.
tell me your favorite villain out of the four we know so far: Black Widow, Patroc, MODOK, Thunderbolts.
I think that they all look really interesting, and probably it's my thing that I'm most looking forward to with the new box is the uniqueness of these villain designs because they all feel very different than a straightforward sit down, beat them up, take them out type situation. I think the Thunderbolts is kind of where I'm most intrigued. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite. I'm most intrigued by these Thunderbolts and their 16 to 18 health minions with Villainous, which are, as the article states, technically minions, but no, let's be honest, they are villains. But interesting design space, especially because these are going to be modular sets, which you can then take and throw into anything. And we've been previewed with additional Thunderbolt mod sets that we are getting in, like Shuri's pack. And so this encounter is, at least with Shuri's pack, going to be able to change based on the Thunderbolt mod set that we're getting in Shuri's pack. And so I'm interested in that. I feel like it's a whole new type of encounter that is being designed and a level of flexibility that we really haven't seen before outside of some of these multi-villain scenarios. But I think this one is, if nothing else, going to be a great way to like stress test a deck and pick those modular sets to really hammer or really showcase a deck that you're trying to build. What about you?
I also love the look of Thunderbolt, so I'm so happy you picked that one. I think just the modular nature. I love mod sets in this game, and getting a mod sets from hero packs to directly integrate, not just as a normal mod set, but directly integrate into an existing scenario, to me feels so good. I'm so excited for it. It's hopefully going to be like a whole new level of replayability.
Well, I'm excited for the wave. I think it's going to be just so interesting with both the heroes and the encounters. I'm excited to see more cards. I'm excited to put it on the table and finally get to play it. So, oh, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a really good one.
Yeah, me too. I am extremely excited. I mean, I guess I keep saying that all episode, but really, even we haven't really touched on this, but even the campaign excites me. And as regular listeners will know, I'm not a campaign person, and I particularly did not like the previous campaign. Um, so to be excited about this one is a really something. My hype levels so hope I'm not disappointed, but yeah. I hope you guys are excited too. Let us know. You can get in contact, shadowofthecast@gmail.com or in the comments if you're listening on YouTube. What do you think about this expansion? What I've seen from a lot of people is that they weren't looking forward to Shield, but everything they see looks really good, and now they are excited. Now they
Mhm.
are going to get it when they weren't before.
Yep, yep. I've seen that sentiment as well. I'm thinking that this is going to round out a lot of different aspects of the game. I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, everyone speculated on like extra Avengers stuff, but what if we get extra Guardian stuff in the future too? I feel like this kind of split wave that seems, to have, Wakanda just dropped in after Shield. I kind of feel like opens a possibility for sneaking more things into future waves, more kind of variety, which I feel like people got a bit oversaturated with mutant stuff. Maybe they're now leaning into variety in waves. That's just a random thing, probably not. But just a thought I wanted to put out there, causing mayhem.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
So, guys, I'm gonna level with everyone here. We were kind of anticipating a hero reveal today. The signs had been there in the clouds, and we were like, "Well, we won't have time to record Shadow of the Cast we normally do, so we'll do a bonus episode." So look forward to the next one coming out in the future. Topic, kind of a little mysterious, a little unknown, and I hope you guys will be there to enjoy it though.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it, whatever that mysterious unknown topic will be. But until next time, it's always great talking with you, Villain Theory.
You too, and see everyone next time. Bye.
Bye.